We're going to talk to Connor a little bit later today. I'm just curious what kind of development you've seen of him in his time at Iowa State.
I mean, huge in every aspect. From, first of all, body physically. When he came in, he was 180, 185 pounds. He's sitting around 215, 220 right now. So development there, got bigger, faster, stronger. And then football-wise, too, I mean, he's doing a great job right now, learning every single day. He came from a great high school program, but learning just how to be a college quarterback and the process it takes just to get ready to go to practice and, everything that you need to do. And then learning that, how critical our decision making is at quarterback and everything that we have to do, and he's doing a great job of it. But I mean, every aspect's been huge for him. It's been awesome to see his development.
Connor, where's he grown the most? You mentioned the physical standpoint, but how about the mental standpoint? How would you say? I guess what I started with. Where's he grown the most in those two areas?
Yeah, no, I would say obviously physically with where he looks or how he looks and everything, and then mentally too. I mean, that's the biggest jump as a quarterback coming from high school to this level is, every single play you have a decision to make and learning to make don't have to make the big play. You got to make the right decision on each play, and then situationally, and then with the offense and the things that we do. You're the leader of the offense out there, and just getting a play off and the call and the motion and everything like that. And then once the play starts, now you got to keep going with learning or reading, making decisions. And he's grown a great deal there. He's still working every single day, and the consistency piece of being at an elite level. But he's made huge strides. He's doing a great job.
And how has Alex Mansky looked as he gets healthier, and just how's the whole room shaping up outside of a very known quantity in Rocco?
Yeah, no, Alex looks awesome. He obviously he had to get healthy, and he did. He feels great right now. The ball's coming out of his hand really well. He feels great. He looks great, and he's moving around. And same thing with him, that his development is he didn't get any spring reps really. So now everything's the first time that he's seeing it. So every day is the first time running a play, the first time doing a different situation, the first time for everything. And so that's where a huge learning and growth occurs. And you got to kind of learn. Sometimes it's going to be good, sometimes it's not going to be so good. And he's doing a great job. He's obviously a really talented kid, and his work ethic too is great there. And then that's kind of how the whole quarterback room is with the example by Rocco.
What is the passing game collaboration like between you, Rocco, Paulie, and Mauser?
Yeah, it's a collective, ideas all coming together, and then Coach Campbell, the whole offensive staff. That's one thing for us. We don't care who comes up with anything. We just want to win football games and take care of the football. If we got to run, if we got to pass, but it's a collective effort. And with that, and then obviously Rocco does have a say, and we like that. We want him to feel comfortable and confident in the plays that we call. So we want to make sure that one, he feels good, that he sees what we're doing, why we're doing it, and then if he does see something, the relationship we all have together, he can come to us and give us a play, or hey man, what about this, or I see this route being this way. But it's been great. It's a huge collaborative effort with everyone there, and that's what's awesome. The staff we have and the people in the offensive staff room, we don't care about anything but winning football games and defensive too, but winning football games and doing it together.
What's your take on the quarterback depth throughout the Big 12, and just where do you see Rocco fitting in that equation?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of good quarterbacks in this league, a lot of returners, a lot of talented guys, and Rocco's right up there. And I'd take Rocco. I wouldn't trade Rocco for anyone, just the type of player he is, but, more importantly, the type of person. Man, he's everything you want in a quarterback. Just the way he handles his business outside of the facility, here, being a leader, bringing people along, being a servant leader, everything that you want a quarterback to be, that's Rocco Becht, and we're extremely lucky to have him. So I mean, I would take Rocco over anyone.
Hey Coach, Trey Redfield at Local 5. Rocco getting added to the Maxwell Award list just an hour ago. How does he continue to build off of something like that, prove the people that put him on that list right down the road?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously awesome. And it's not so much proving people right where, for him, he has a process where he knows where how he has to go about every day and work to get better. And he knows where he had to get better from last year, and he's working every day that. So it's not so much trying to prove people right. It's just trying to, hey, be the best quarterback, be the best leader, be the best person he can for the team. And if we win games, that's all that really matters. But he's been working his tail off in every aspect of that. And obviously, Rocco, he's been doing a great job.
Coach, when you think back to a year ago and Connor Moberly earning, QB2 opportunities for you guys, what did he do last season to become, a kid with very little college experience to being your backup quarterback as a first-year player?
Yeah, he moved the football. He was efficient, took care of the ball in camp. And, he went through the learning curve just like every young quarterback will during camp with all the different, situations and things going on. And then when we got to a live setting, he's a gamer, and he made plays. He took care of the football, moved the offense along, and got points. And obviously, he could run, throw, do all those things that you want. But yeah, it doesn't matter really how it's done, but he just always found a way to all right, we're just moving the football, making good plays, and doing things right.
And then how would you describe his approach to the idea of he knows he's not going to play unless something bad happens to Rocco? How do you see him handle the idea of understanding that he's one snap away from potentially being your guys' long-term starter, or maybe just getting a snap here or there if Rocco needs a breather or gets hit and needs to catch his breath?
Yeah, and he got a good taste of that in the Big 12 championship game, and where you are, every player, all 11 on offense and the defense, you're all one play away. And so for him, it's man, you can't worry about, well, if I'm not going to play. And you have to be ready. And we have a saying in the quarterback room, when you're in, you're the starter. And you got to treat it like that. The offense has to feel it when you're calling a play. You got to be confident in how you say it. And then when you're in, you're the starter, and you need to act like it. And just know everyone's one play away. And then, you have to keep getting better, not worrying about other things, but worrying about how do I get better every single day. And then if situation, he has to go in for a play here or there, you got to be ready for your moment. And that's what we talk about all the time.
With the transfer portal being what it is these days, is that a hard mindset to instill in someone like Moberly, being that, Rocco could come back next season too, really, and not be a big surprise. So with a guy like Moberly, though, I think he grew up an Iowa State fan. Is there, something to that with him where he's happy with that role and moving forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, every school in the country is dealing with things like that, and we're really not focused on that. We're just focused on obviously creating great relationships with our players, guys that want to be here and love Iowa State, and Connor does that, and I'm getting them better every single day. And guys that come here for the right reasons, and they know they're going to get developed on the field and off the field. And but yeah, that's something probably everyone it's just the way it is right now. But we're focused on just trying to become the best players and people that they can be.
I think this might even have been before you got here, but 1 year under Campbell, there were, I think, 4 quarterbacks that played that season. Is that you've got 3 scholarship guys right now and then a couple of walk-ons. So, how do you go about, like, this time of year making sure that all of those guys get enough reps to where you'd, be prepared if something like that happened again?
Yeah, no, Coach Campbell does a great job scheduling and, getting the practice together where everyone's getting reps. Even all 5 quarterbacks are getting reps, and because you never know what's going to happen. Well, you got to do a great job. One, it's a fine line, taking care of the players and not doing too much, but also getting reps where you need to. And we've done a great job of that so far, where everyone's getting reps, everyone's getting better, and because football's crazy and you never know what's going to happen.
How would you describe Rocco's toughness over the last 2 years as a starter? I think the only time he's missed where it wasn't a blowout game in your guys' favor was in the Big 12 championship. So how would you describe his toughness to stand in the pocket, take hits like he does, and continue to get back up and take the next snap?
Yeah, that's one of his elite traits, being a competitor, and then physical and then mental toughness. He wasn't, completely a 100% healthy the whole time all last year, but with a guy like that who puts in, what he does and how much this team means to him, it's going to take a whole heck of a lot to get him off the field, and that's what you respect about him. That's what you want in the quarterback too. But yeah, so his toughness is is pretty incredible, just fighting through everything when you're not feeling 100%, still having to go, still having to, make scrambles, make the throws, knowing you're going to get hit, and then also having the mental side of it, knowing that that is going to happen and when you're not feeling 100%. And you got to stay in there, you got to make the big time throws, you got to, when it runs there, you got to hit it. And but that's what makes Rocco elite.
What are some specific areas that you and Rocco have worked on getting better from last year?
Yeah, just little things, big picture stuff, just situational football, understanding down and distance, time and score, what we're trying to get out of certain plays. When this does happen, kind of getting on the same page, and Coach Mouse and him were doing that. We're on the same page a lot last year, but like even diving even deeper on, why are we calling this play in this situation? If it's not there, here's what, here's why, here's where we need to go with the football. And then just little things fundamentally, every quarterback will always, and, everyone be, we can be more accurate, we can have better timing, we can have, all that stuff that we dove into. But yeah, just big picture was the huge one.